What's up, expats and travelers alike?
We have a crazy challenge for you today.
Today we're here at Rua de Santa Catarina. Don't call it Rua. And we're going to be heading down this street. We've noticed that there are a lot of places that have the famous pastel de nata. So we're going to try them all.
See how many we get.
Let's go.
Okay, so here's the challenge. We're gonna walk down the street, and if we see them displayed or advertised, then we have to go in and we're going to get two, one each. We'll try it, we'll let Sia try it, and then we'll rate them and we'll see which ones are the best and how many we end up actually eating.
All right, first two of the day.
How much were they?
€1 each. That's pretty standard. You know, anything kind of over €1, and it's getting a bit fancy. These don't have cinnamon. One fun fact is pastel de nata is about 300 years old. There's a lot of other fun facts about it, but let's go ahead and dig in.
Oh. Gooey, flaky?
So, it's a custard, right? And custards do have like an eggy quality. This one doesn't really taste like egg so much. The shell's a bit tough. It's pretty sweet, decent. I mean, if we're rating it out of 5, I'd give it a 2.
Ooh, okay. Sia is ready for it. She's making a mess. What do you think, Sia?
All right, Kaylee's turn.
Right. I'm not super thrilled with the darkness around there.
It's supposed to be bruleed a little bit. Yeah, even as I'm finishing the crust, it's really not that great.
The cream is lacking some sort of flavor. It's not very sweet. I have to agree with Josh on this one. It's not very good. I don't really like how it's kind of burnt on the edges, and the cream is very sweet. So 1 out of 5, I'd give it a 2 also.
Okay, 2 out of 5. All right, let's roll.
Oh, you thought I was saying 1?
Yeah, 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5, I would give it 2.
All right, so next up is a place that we know we've been to. It's Nata, Lisboa. Okay, so let's go grab 2 more. We went 4 doors down, and then boom, we hit another place where we're gonna have some pastels. All right, so like I said in the store, this one does have cinnamon, which is more traditional. Sia's dying for it. She's like a dinosaur. You want some of this, huh? Let's let her have the first bite.
Gonna get cinnamon all over her.
There we go. Pacifies her. Okay, so guys, the awesome thing about this one is it's warm. It's warm, so it's fresh. Let's try it. Oh wow, okay. Huge difference from the other one. The custard in this one is definitely thicker. You can see it's not as yellow, so I don't really know what that means in terms of the yolk. Still doesn't have that super eggy flavor I'm looking for, but it's very good.
You like that eggy flavor?
Oh yeah. All right, so for me, I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 5. I think it could be a little eggier. I don't know, that sounds funny, but just the flavor and the richness of the egg yolk, if that's in there and it stands out, that's what's gonna give it a 5 out of 5. But it was warm, the custard kind of stood up, it wasn't just running everywhere, and the cinnamon.
All right, I do like this one has cinnamon. I like how the custard's thicker in this one. The cinnamon really makes it, I think, too. But look how thick the custard is compared to the other one. The other one was runny.
And this one's even warm too, so you would think it would be runny.
4 out of 5. Cinnamon, warm, thickness of custard.
On the hunt for the next one. Is it over here?
Not that far.
Is it over here? Let's see. I think it might actually be this place right here. Let me just cruise by here. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. let's get into these. I can already tell you I don't like the look of these. They're not warm. The crust looks a bit thick and there's not a whole lot of custard. So let's give it a go. The crust is kind of chewy. Maybe it's like a day old, I don't know. The custard's pretty sugary. It has a decent flavor, but yeah, it doesn't taste fresh. No cinnamon. 3 out of 5.
There does seem to be a lot of crust. I had a really hard time with that. I pulled a lot of the custard out. It's very crusty. It does seem a little old. Maybe it wasn't made today. I would say the taste of the custard is good, but that's all it has going for it. The consistency of the custard is good too. So I think I would give it a 3 out of 5. It beats that first place because the first place the custard was runny and not sugary enough. This one at least is a little thicker custard and sugary, but it does taste old.
Fabbrica nata. Place number 4, we've got a little color difference here if you guys can check that out. I did have to put the cinnamon on myself. I hope it's cinnamon. It's cinnamon. Yeah, so let's give it a go. Kaylee, do you want the darker one or the lighter one?
I'll take lighter.
Lighter, I'll go darker then. Here we go. Alright. Okay. Very different. This one has more of like a brulee type of feel to it. Definitely sugarier. It's almost like I was able to crunch through some of that sugar on top. It's warm, so less marks for that. Still not an eggy yolk. The crust is nice and flaky. It was €1. I like it. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5.
All right, let's try this. I do like that it's warm, and there's cinnamon. I like the custard being a little sugarier. This is a pretty good balance. I don't need to be eggy like Josh likes. I like the sugar. This is tough. This rivals with number 2. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 though.
Oh, we're always the same.
Well,
I mean, in fairness though, it's not a big spread going 1 out of 5.
but
Right.
yeah,
No half points here.
we could do half points. 4 out of 5.
Give it a dunk. Alright, crossing the street. There you see some chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I don't think the fire's actually very open, but you can see the smoke. Looking for stop number 5. Over there we've got gelato. I'm guessing this joint over here. We might have 3 in the chamber right back to back to back. Oh boy. I mean, I'm gonna check out the window.
Still asleep.
All right, €1 a piece. So this one definitely has a different presentation. You can see it's a little more caramelized. We have a little paper here, so let's check it out. Here we go, quite dense. No cinnamon. Oh, so, not flaky at all. Could mean it's old, like a little soggy. The custard's thick, but has very little flavor to it. It's not super sugary, which is good, but also you don't get that egginess. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5.
Okay, it is nice nice that it has the fancy little paper.
Oh, it's so fancy.
I actually like that there's like a vanilla kind of taste to the custard. So it's a little sugary, but also vanilla. I like that. It is kind of soggy, not flaky. I like the taste of the custard. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. If it was flakier, that would bump it up a bit. But the custard's good.
She's awake again.
Missed a couple, but she's awake. Still has cinnamon on her face. What do you think of the custard?
Do you like it? Is it good?
Is that yummy? More?
Sia, how do you rate it? What do you think? What do you think, Sia? How do you rate it?
Place. Next door did not have any, but right by that.
So I really need to improve my Portuguese. At the end of the whole transaction, she said "gracias" to me. So
She thinks he speaks Spanish.
yeah. Probably still going. All right, guys. So this stop, they've actually wrapped it up, and we have these little paper didgeridoos.
Fancy.
Fancy. I think that they're going to be old. My guess. Color fairly consistent. It looks quite yellow. The yolk does. Not very warm. Let's give it a go. This is place number 6. These cost 90 cents each. So different. So the crust on this one is not nearly as flaky. The custard is not as fine as the others have been. So texture-wise, it's not great, but the flavor is good. You taste the vanilla. It's not too sugary. A little eggy. Not bad. The crust could be a little better, but not bad at all. 3 out of 5.
See. My initial bite into it tastes old. The way the crust is. A little burnt kind of on top. Not much custard. Took me a bit to get into the custard. I don't like this one at all, actually. It's crunchy, chewy. The custard's flavorless to me.
So it sounds like they're inconsistent as well, because mine had a different experience.
Josh is tasting vanilla in the custard. I don't get that at all. This one is the worst. I'm giving it a 1.
Ooh. All right, so we've come to the end of the street. Yeah. 6.
Way too many.
6 is a lot
full.
all in one shot.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that it was a lot. I'm very full. And they all are very different. I guess if I had to choose my favorite, I don't know, it's tough because I wish I could mix a couple of them. Maybe 2, maybe number 2.
Like mix it in a blender?
Ew, gross, no. But I really liked the custard, the custard that had vanilla in it. So I think if number 2 had the vanilla flavor in the custard, ooh, that would be a 5 for me.
So I'm gonna go with Nata, Lisbon. That for me is the best place. We've had theirs a couple of times. It's awesome. Probably not the best here in Porto. We'll have to show you that one some other time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you guys would, just hit the subscribe button. That's all you gotta do. That's all I'm asking you to do. Hit the subscribe button, nothing else. See you guys. Let's get moving.